So therefore, you could say that maybe it's not much attendees, but we will share.
Yeah, it is a live recorded and will be shared through FB and also YouTube channel.
Yeah. Okay. So I think it started already right now. It's on live. Yeah, we are started. Yeah. So let me, okay, good afternoon from Malaysia to all the president of World Women Leading Change over the world. I'm Stella, president of WWLC Malaysia. Thank you so much for the time giving for this afternoon. So let's start. We have the music play, right? Before we started.
Yes, Axel, you can go on with the music.
All right, come back again. It's me. I'm Stella, President of World Women Leading Change, represent Malaysia. Very good afternoon from Kuala Lumpur. And welcome to all the president of WWLC. And also today is very, very honored that we have our guest of speaker, and he is a professional veterinary. I really don't know how to pronounce this. Veterinarian medicine professor. That's why
it's a mouthful actually.
Yeah, you know. So, but in fact, that this is a very, how to say, a unique work, right? To handle the animals, especially those a lot of people right now, they love pets. They have their pets. Even though myself, I have two pets at home. So that we wanted to know more about how to take care of them, and also the how is our relationship between animals world and the humans world, right? So before we invited Dr. Ho, I shall pass the mic to our moderator of the day, Tatin Jarina, and also she is the trustee of WWLC Malaysia. Over to you, Tatin. Thank you.
Thank you, my love, Sister Stella. Okay, good afternoon from Malaysia. And good evening or wherever you are in WWLC platform. So the year of 2021 brings us a lot of lessons to be learned and things that we need to ponder. No doubt it is difficult for us, everyone, to cope with the impact of pandemic. However, we find solace with each other in the World Women Leading Change. The platform creates to bring the world closer that we can imagine. So to close our chapter of kindness leading change in the year of 2021, we have the topic a bit different from the usual of what we've done, but it is very deep in impact. We tend to forget that besides us, there is also much vulnerable creation of God amongst us. Yes, animal, whether it is wild animals or our pets, we need to have the compassion, we need to have to give them attention. And sometimes with the crucial situation right now, we tend to forget about their welfare, about to give them some attention, love, and not only us humans that are impacted by this situation, but also animals. So with us here today, we are really very honored to have Dr. Ko, who's going to talk to us about woman kindness, animal welfare. No doubt that I'm not an animal person because I'm allergic to fur. So anything with furs, except for my husband, is okay. So yeah, Dr. Ko yang graduated with first class honors in the degree of veterinary medicine from University of Putra, Malaysia in 2010, and was awarded with Howell Job Prize and a Memorial Excellent Prize. It is given to whom that showered and showed strong interest and passion in companion animal medicine. Dr. Ko is also now leading a team of 16 veterinarians that run 8 veterinary clinics across Malaysia. Over the past 12 years, being a veterinary that provide treatment and veterinary care to cats and dogs. Dr. Ko has been working closely with various shelters and non-profit organizations across the country that actively involved in rescuing animals, create awareness, and ensure better animal welfare in the country. My trip across the overseas, now it's winter, right? So you can see some stray dogs outside, cold in the weather and all that. So with the temperature decreasing and all that, so you know some countries there are people. Example in Turkey, they gave blankets to dogs outside, stray dogs outside. No doubt that Turkey is a Muslim country, but they show their compassion by giving food and shelter the animals with blankets just to keep them warm during winter. So I truly feel that religion teach us to have compassion. No doubt that some animals are restricted, bound by the religious boundaries and all that, but then it doesn't mean that it stops us from showing our love, our attention, and compassion towards animals. So without further ado, I'll pass it to you, Dr. Ko. The floor is yours.
Okay, thank you, our moderator for today, Datin Jalina. And then before I start my presentation and before my sharing today, I would like to wish everyone a very good afternoon today. Today, in fact, I feel very honored and glad to be invited by my sister, the president of WWLC Malaysia, Stella, to be able to be do some sharing in this afternoon. Okay, what I'm going to share today, I'm going to share on some topic, okay, which is the act of kindness for better animal welfare. Okay, in fact, I was a bit hesitant when Stella called me the other day to discuss with me the possibility of having a sharing session on animal welfare. The reason why I was hesitant because throughout my entire life, I never think that I'm a kind person. This is especially true whenever when I discharge a patient and I pass the bill to the client, to the owner. Okay, normally or most of the time, very frequent, they will ask for deduction or discount. And then being an unkind person, my response or my answer is always, this is the bill, and then please proceed for the payment in the counter. Thank you. So I never think that I'm a kind person. Okay. The second reason why I was a little bit hesitant to share, to do some sharing here is because I was told by Stella that the sharing, the event is organized by WWLC, World Women Leading Change. Being a obedient son to my mother, being a good husband to my wife, and being a father of 2 daughters, I know what women can do and cannot do when they are happy and not happy. So this is the thing that make me really worried about and hesitate. But just like I mentioned just now, in order to show my support to Stella, I'm willing to take the challenge to share for about 30 minutes. Okay, so I will now share my screen. Yeah, Datin.
Excel, can you please let Dr. Ko be an admin? Thank you.
Okay. I guess you already have available to do some screen share.
Yeah.
Dr. Ko? Okay.
Okay, thank you. So like I mentioned just now, at first, I do not know what to share with you guys today. I do not have any idea. Being a veterinarian, being an animal doctor, we were always regarded as by some group of people being cruel because we perform all the terrible surgeries, and then we even perform sometimes we even need to perform some procedure to put down the animals. So after thinking for 1 to 2 days, I decided to share what are the acts of kindness for better animal welfare from two perspectives. The first perspective will be from a perspective of an animal doctor. Okay, the second perspective will be what NGOs or all the shelters throughout Malaysia have been working for the past 20 to 30 years to bring out or to create awareness for better welfare of animals in the country. So before I start my sharing, let me introduce myself. As mentioned by Datin Jalina just now, currently we are a group of veterinary clinics in Malaysia. They are all together 8 clinics. They're under our management. Okay, so location of the clinics, okay, from Alostar Kedah, Kota Baru, Kelantan, Kuantan, Pahang, Johor, and even Mintulu. So currently we have 16 veterinarian and another 40 supportive staff involved directly or indirectly in the running of our daily clinic business. So our patients basically consist of dogs and cats, all right? But sometimes we do accept or we do receive very special species of animals like tortoise, rabbit, or even birds. And then it is getting more and more. Okay, throughout the last 12 years of my life as a veterinarian, I have been spending a lot of my time learning and thinking of how we can be as a professional, we as the veterinary can do to upgrade or to increase the standard of treatment by veterinarian in Malaysia. So since 4 years ago, I spent quite a number of times locally and attend workshop, short courses in overseas. So currently, I'm one of the few animal doctors in Malaysia that can perform complicated surgeries such as fracture repair. To put it in a simple word, fracture repair means how we are going to repair a broken bone. This is especially important when what we see in today's scenario, people are getting more and more concerned. People are getting more and more aware of their animals' health care, of the importance of getting proper treatment facilities, okay, throughout Malaysia. So this is something that me personally would like to improve, not only for the past 12 years, but only in the coming time. All right. Okay, before we go on to the second part of the sharing, okay, Stella did mention that maybe some of you do have pets at home and some of you do not have pets at home. Okay, but for those who has pets at home, maybe you know that it is quite costly to bring a pet to the vet clinic nowadays. Okay, it is not a it is getting more and more expensive. Okay, but then what I found throughout the past 12 years of my life as a vet, I found that in Malaysia, the standard of treatment, regardless of the basic treatment in terms of the facilities, the clinical skill, we are still far behind compared to overseas countries. Okay, not only compared to the developed countries like US, Europe, Australia, but also to our neighboring countries such as Singapore, Thailand, or even Taiwan and China. So I hope that in future, by having a patient in this industry, I can provide more and I can contribute even more to the upbringing of the standard of the treatment in Malaysia. Okay. So since our topic of sharing today is something to do with kindness, so I'd like to take this opportunity also to share with you, okay, some of my experience to work closely with some of the NGO shelter in Malaysia. Okay, I will use the opportunity to share with you one of the shelter that I have been working closely with for the past 10 years. So before we move on, I would like to introduce you, or I would like to introduce everyone the name of the shelter. Okay, the name of the shelter is Patmi Shelter. It is a shelter located in the northern part of Malaysia, which is the Alostar of Kedah. Okay. The lady and the guy in the picture are both the founder of the shelter. Okay, they started the shelter since 30 years back, 1990s. Okay, the reason why they started the shelter is Mr. Muhammad Azmi Ismail, or also known as Patmi, has been an animal lover since he was a kid. Okay, so throughout our conversation and throughout our communication, he told me that the very moment or the idea of starting a shelter came from one opportunity or one incident whereby he came across an injured puppy brutally beaten by some of the people. Okay, being an animal lover, like I mentioned just now, he took the puppy back. All right, he took the puppy back to his home and he take care of the puppy since then until the puppy recover, and then he continued to keep the puppy at home. Okay, since then, his love towards the animals become even bigger and more. By that time, his wife, Puan Halija Idris, or also known as Mat Intan, like traditional Muslim in Malaysia, is not so supportive of Patmi, okay, to continue or to contribute or to involve in all the rescuing and all the rescuing and all the charity work, especially when it is dealing with dogs. As we all know, some of the people in Malaysia, they are quite sensitive when dealing with dogs. Okay, there are a lot of complaints, there are a lot of condemns, there are a lot of voices has been raised towards Patmi since the very first day that he became a rescuer and he decided to spend his life or his time towards the well-being of the animals. So I knew me back in 2012 or 2013. I was invited by him to provide some treatment and medical care to all the dogs and the cats in the shelter. Okay, so I still remember the very first time when I stepped into the shelter, I was very surprised by two things. The first thing that made me so amazed is all the dogs, they are all together. I think during that time, they are all together 500 to 600 dogs plus another 100 of cats in the shelter. They are all properly taken off by Pat, me, and Mak Intan. All right. So this is the first thing that I was so amazed. Okay. The second thing that I was so surprised is as a personal or as a veterinarian that are seeing dogs and cats every day, I know very well that whenever we go into a shelter or we go into the compound, okay, normally the dogs will tend to be more defensive when they meet with stranger. But the second thing that made me so surprised and amazed is the first movement, or when I first stepped into the shelter, I saw that me was playing around with all the dogs without any barrier or without any gap. And this shows that me and Mak Intan really taking care of the dogs and the cats in the shelter. So the following slide maybe is about, it is a little bit more of, not to say terrible, but it is more clinical and surgical. So whoever, this is just a reminder to offer you. So this is a case that I handled together with me. Okay, we named the dog by the name of Prince. Okay, Prince was found injured by the neighborhood, okay, nearby the shelter. And then it is believed that before he was rescued, he has been there and he has been injured for about 1 to 2 weeks. The time when we meet Prince, his condition is really terrible. And then it is very scared of people. He tend to isolate himself. Okay, so it is very hard to get near to him. But after several times of trying, okay, the team of rescuer, including me and Mak Intan themselves, they managed to catch Prince and bring to the clinics. On the date itself, okay, surgery was performed, okay, on Prince. Okay, so the next picture, I would like to show how terrible it is with Prince during that time. So as we can see from the picture, the lower jaw of Prince, okay, of our poor and pity friend was totally broken. Okay, it is not only on one side but on both sides. Okay. So after thorough examination and after all the blood tests that needed before the surgery, we decided to perform the surgery, okay, on the night itself, okay, so that with the hope that we can do something to safeguard the condition of Prince. So the surgery took about 5 hours to complete, okay. So this is the picture right after the surgery, and then we managed to repair, and we managed to repair the broken jaw into the normal position. By that time, maybe I can share with you a little bit about the case from a perspective of the doctor vet. Okay, it took me about 5 hours to perform the surgery. But while performing the surgery, personally, I feel that the chances of surviving or the chances of recovering is not so high. There are few factors that affecting the recovery of the patient. First, because the fracture, because of the broken lower jaw has been there for 1 to 2 weeks. So in terms of the blood circulation, I don't think it is good for the recovery. But since there is no other way that we can save the patient, we can save the dog, so we still proceed with the surgery. So the picture shown in the slide was the picture taken on the night itself that after the surgery. So 3 days after the surgery, we are grateful that I think we are fortunate enough that we start seeing Prince started to eat by its own. So this is a very good sign that he's in the process of recovering, okay? But then we are still very cautious about the risk of infection, the risk of complication and other things that might happen along the process of recovery. So the time when I received the video, I was so glad, and then I immediately sent to Patmi and my intern to inform them regarding the good progress of the condition, and then basically everyone was so happy and glad. So now Prince is living happily in the shelter. Not long after we performed the surgery, one very sad incident did happen. The founder of the shelter, who is Patmi, actually passed away. Okay, passed away due to heart attack or stroke. Okay, by that time, I think that everyone was expecting that the shelter will be closed down, because the surrounding throughout the years of the shelter being operated in that area, they actually receive a lot of complaints. They receive a lot of inspection from the local authorities, from the reporters. Of course, there are two groups of people. One group of people, they support Patmi by giving donation, by helping him to fulfill all the regulation set by the local authorities. But then from what I see, it is still very difficult for them to continue to operate the shelter, to continue rescuing the animals. Okay, so even myself, I would think that after the passing of Patmi, there is very high chance that the shelter will be shut down. All right. But to my surprise, the wife of Patmi, who is Mat Intan, she decided to continue her late husband compassion towards the animals. Okay, by helping by 2 or 3 of her sons, she continued to take the responsibility to taking care of. By the time the number of animals is already increased to about 1,000 dogs and 200 cats by the time. Okay, this is the picture that this is the condition that I saw during my following visit to the shelter. Even though my Intan loses her husband, but I still see that, or in her face, that she never thinking of giving up the responsibility or the compassion for taking care of all the stray animals. Okay, so this is the thing that make me really pay my respect to them. Unfortunately, few years after the passing of Pak Mi, Mak Intan passed away early this year. Okay, early this year, due to, if I'm not mistaken, due to uterine cancer. Okay, she passed away at the age of 71. So I think this is the second time that everyone would think that this time definitely the shelter will be closed down. Same issue has been happened and arise over and over again. The local authority sending people for inspection. People are condemned because of the hygiene issue, because of the religion issue. So for me, it is really not easy to continue operate a shelter that mostly consists of dogs in a state that mostly consists of Muslim. All right. Again, my surprise, I think the kindness of both the Pak Mi and Mak Intan did really bring effect to their children. Okay, after the passing of Pak Mi and Mak Intan, their children, okay, the eldest son of the couple decided to take over the responsibility to keep running the shelter. So the pictures shown in the slide are a campaign that jointly organized by me, my group, and the shelter. Okay, in order to show my support to them, I decided to give free neutering. Neutering carries the meaning of spaying and castration. So in total, okay, during the 2 months period, we neuter about 30 dogs and 20 cats at no charge. We give free treatment, give free medication to them, okay? To show, first is to show our support. Second is we really respect what their parents did and contributed to the local community, to the strays, by spending their entire life into taking care of all the dogs and cats. So personally, I really appreciated, and that time I think that I should do something. Okay, so this is why we have a campaign with them. Okay, so as I mentioned just now, they are all together 30 dogs and 20 cats has been caged from the roads, and that has been sent to our clinic for the procedures. So this is some of the photos and pictures also taken during the campaign. Right. So what I'm going to share, or what actually I want to share today, is the kindness. Okay, what is the meaning of kindness, especially under the difficult condition like what Datin Jadina said just now. Everyone is suffering, everyone is living a difficult condition, whether it is because of the financial constraint or whether it is due to the some of our friends around us or our family members might be get infected by the COVID. But under such condition, I see a family of Muslim, okay, they show the compassion, they show the kindness, they show the mercy towards the animals from the father, started from the father. They bring the infants to the wife. After the wife, their children also influenced by their parents to continue contribute back to the local community, not only for the people, not only for the human being, but what more importantly is to the animals. So I think this is a very good example of how kindness in the human being can affect animal welfare. So it is a short discussion or short sharing. So I would like to end the sharing by quote, by stating a quote by Mother Teresa: "Let no one ever come to you without leaving better and happier. Be the living expression of God's kindness, kindness in your face, kindness in your eyes, and kindness in your smile." Okay. So this is the site this is one of the site that taken in the shelter. So I think it is only a short discussion. It is only a short sharing. And with this, I end my sharing today. So maybe now I can open to some Q&A session.
Thank you so much, Dr. Koh, for a very interesting topic. Yes, topic that we shared today, maybe people will see it's very simple and very unlikely being ignored every day. But these creatures created by God has a life that also need to be cherished. God created animals with a reason, serve a function, and has a purpose in their life, just like humans. So thank you so much, Dr. Koh, for very interesting sharing. And I'm sure with the impact that we shared today, the least that we do is creating awareness. And like I said earlier just now, sometimes religion put us in a certain situation to be abide, but then there's always a room or a space that we can adjust to serve and to protect these animals. Actually, yes, of course, Muslims forbids handling dogs, but if you handle it in a certain way, it is allowed, but then there are certain regulations and of course certain what we call that rules to be abide to. But it doesn't differ us from giving attention, giving our love and compassion toward these animals. Is there any questions from the audience? Is there any questions from the floor?
Okay, I thank you so much to Dr. Koh. It's a very touch sharing by looking at this dog named Prince, right? So he is living happily right now, right?
Yes.
I just want to know what happened to his jaw. Rescued or fell
I think
down?
it's being beaten, I think.
Yes. Actually, in fact, no one has know clearly what actually happened to the poor Prince. The time that we received the report and we received the one from the neighborhood. Okay, the very first movement that we saw the dog. It is in the poor condition, like what I showed in the what I show in the picture. But then from the injury and from the broken bone, there is a very high chance that the injury is caused by the result of by beating out by maybe some hard object like wood or something like that. Okay, so this is only one of the cases that I have been handling throughout the years. There are many others cases like this. There are many others conditions like this. Some of the cases, even though after we try everything, try to save the life of the animals, but we still fail. All right. So, but even for myself, okay, even being the veterinarian, I think something beyond our control, we cannot do anything, but we will always make sure that we do our best. We do our best, we provide our best to ensure the welfare, the better welfare, the good welfare, and the quality or the best treatment plan to the animals lah. All right.
I think Dr. Ko,
Oh.
the story of the late Pak Mi and the late Mak Intan, it shows that knowledge or education basically comes from the home. But as we know, aware in the current condition, I think what we can do is that we can implement or we can do a co-sharing with the education, the Ministry of Education, of creating awareness to the younger generation on how to what we call that, to appreciate or to acknowledge animals, whether it is wild animals or whether it's pets. So I think there are what we call that, some motion that we can do towards this, to by creating awareness towards the children, because it starts from the children and their future generations in order to avoid from extinction. Okay, maybe 10, 20 years from now or 30 years from now, there will be no more dogs, there will be no more cats if there's no one that would be able to cherish, to give care, and to acknowledge these animals exist with a purpose. So maybe with creating awareness towards the children for our future generations, and in 20 years time, in 30 years time, we can see the impact, the positive impact of it later on. I truly feel that in Southeast Asia, especially, the compassion towards animals are not to say there's none, but if we count it in a percentage, there's only 30% of our generation or our population that acknowledge animals should be treated, should be taken care as human would take care of themselves, right? So unlike in the European countries, in America, in UK and all that, dogs are just like their companion. You know, you cannot live without pets. You cannot live without animals besides you. But here in Asia, the sensitivity of having the pets, or sensitivity of having animals in the house, are still very restricted. I mean, we are very sensitive on having pets at home, and then our neighbors, our community, even when you have like what Pak Mi are facing, the rescue center is right at in the community center, right in the kampong area. So sometimes it brings up the sensitive issues out of it. That's why I really truly feel that when we teach and give knowledge towards our younger generations, maybe in the future, it will create awareness, it will create the kindness and the compassion that the animals need.
Yep, agreed. So actually, because I myself to think of Dr. Ko's job is not easy without any care, right? When Dr. Ko, if you feel to help some pets or whatever, I think you will feel very sad also, isn't it? Or by looking at all their difficulty situation. So how you normally how we call it to prepare all these or even to overcome all these sadness?
To be frank, during the first or 2 years of my career as an animal doctor. Whenever I'm forced to face with difficult situation, whether it is a successful so it is not a successful treatment case, all right, I will be very, very emotionally attached. Okay, meaning that when I manage or when I successfully treated the animal, I might feel very, very happy for the whole day. Whereas when there are some certain times when I'm facing with the passing of life, especially in my hand, I will be very, very emotional for the rest of my life. But then it is a struggling inside myself. Okay, it is a adjustment of my emotion within myself. So I take it as a learning process. I take it as a learning process because there's no perfect 100% perfect thing in this world. So throughout the years, throughout the life and career as a animal doctors, I learned how to balance myself between good time and the not so good time. So this is what I learned. Even though I'm still learning, but then I think after 11 and 12 years of practicing of taking care of animals, I think I can handle the scenario quite well. This is especially
Oh, the line is
Yeah, I think the weather, dear.
yeah, the weather maybe okay. Dr. Cole.
As I was saying just now, Stella, each and every animals has their own purpose that God created them. Yeah, just imagine our life without dogs. And can you imagine the thieves wandering around if we don't have dogs? And just imagine that we don't have cats. You will see mass population of rats around.
Yeah.
See the chain of the food chain of animals, and the animals created by God has purpose. As small as an ant, as small as a tiny beetle, it serves a purpose. So I think creating awareness is crucial for us to expose knowledge to our younger generation in order to maintain the welfare of animals and avoiding it from extinction.
Okay, I try to contact Dr. Ko back because Dr. Ayla would like to say something to him, in fact, that, okay, so maybe I pass the mic to you first, Natin.
Yeah, all right. Okay. So I think this topic is, yeah, we as what I see, it is widely ignored because we are too engrossed with our life, too engrossed with our problem, and too emotional to see what is around us, that we forget that animals too do exist, and they need us to be the voice, need us to be the savior. They don't have a voice of their own. So yeah, God created human with heart and mind that should be the voice for the animals. Can you get him? I'm much touched by the wording that Dr. Ko quoted just now from our Lady Teresa. Let no one ever come to you living better and happier, because kindness can be shown from your action, kindness can be shown from your smile, and it doesn't take a lot to change or to give impact to others' life. No, nor it is human, nor it is animals. Right, yeah? Are you able to contact Dr. Ko?
Yeah. He's coming in now. He's coming in now because I did not know what happened to his setting for Zoom.
Okay, I think Dr. Ayla is here.
Now,
My dear Ayla.
yeah,
Hi.
Dr. Ayla wanted to
Hi,
say
darling.
something to Dr. Ko. And Dr. Ko, Dr.
Yeah.
Ayla is our founder of World Women Leading Change. Yes.
Yes,
Nice to meet you,
I
Ayla.
actually, how are you, Dr. Ko? Thank you,
I'm
President
fine.
Stella.
Nice to meet you.
Actually, I founded this with the 40 amazing women around the globe. But today is very dear to my heart, the topics, because um, uh, mm, I was raised by a mother who loves animal. So we have so many animals. I was raised, we have rabbit, we have chicken, we have snake before, we have dogs, we have turkey. We have like a little small animal, you know, because my mother always teach us to be responsible by feeding the animal. So if the animal died, she'll get angry to us. But my favorite, of course, is dog. Even though now I'm getting to horse, I have a fish. I have all kind of rare fish. I have a shark. You know, I have a crocodile. I have a very cute. You know what is it? Burung hantu itu apa ya? Burung hantu.
Owl.
Oh, yes.
Owl.
So we came from a very ancient family that we believe that animal, it has a lot of energy, and it's really proven that after so many years. I actually don't have a dog because I live in an apartment and I decided to live outside of the village, and my husband bought me a very cute dog. Actually not my dog, it's my kid's dog, and it helped me a lot during pandemic. I'm a happier person. He's actually following me around. You see, he's always with me, you know, wherever I go, he come with me, you know, and it's just a very good feeling that you are so they are so dependent on you. Yes. And my dog, his name is Baron. I was actually thinking, because I'm selling off my company and I decided I want to do my teaching. So next year, I think I want to make like something like a pet for pet, you know, because there's a lot of dogs in Indonesia does not have a home. I'm actually starting to thinking on that direction, you know, because it's actually a energy. Yes. See, without the dog, I don't know how I survive a lot of things. Like last year, it was pandemic. I lost a lot of business. This year, it was my mom death. I was losing a lot of energy. And dog every day come with me to the hospital. You know, as he's like my friend, and you know, I believe that a lot of things that I how I say have in life is because of this relationship, right? Because you feel loved, you know, you feel needed. You know, there is people, or see, people can speak to you, but animal don't. But Leon is my dog is a Leon. Leon is very cute. He literally follow me from morning until afternoon, until my husband very angry because he wants to be with me all the time, you know, and bite if anyone come near me, you know. So I think it's a beautiful relationship between human and animal. For me, it's beyond anything, because sometimes when you facing a lot of things, in fact, if it's business, I literally talk to 8 people in my company, because a lot of time human can drive you crazy. Not animal, right? Because animal do not talk to you back, right? So So I'm grateful, Dr. Ko. Thank you so much. It's a beautiful afternoon, and today is our last conference in 2021. And may God bless you. May God give you more strength. May you rescue more animal. WWLC stand from World with Love and Compassion, which there is no limit to love and compassion, right? And I'm grateful to be here to share with you. Thank you so much. All my beautiful president came from South Africa, Singapore, Malaysia. I see President Ernestina, President Abby, Princess Debbie from South Africa. Thank you. It's beautiful sharing.
Thank you, Ayla, for your compliment.
Thank you
Thank you
so
so
much
much.
to our beautiful founder, Dr. Ayla. So maybe we have another 5 minutes to open the Q&A to let our others president to maybe have something to ask our Dr. Ko. Do you have anything to ask Dr. Ko about the animals world? Because to me, animals is very important as what Dr. Ayla say also, because I have 2 pets, 2 dogs in my house. Sometimes they get jealous.
It's lucky. 2020 has been my luckiest day, my luckiest year, because I just had the dog, you know, even though business is dropping, but other things is growing. So because you feel happier, yeah, they produce oxytocin and you are luckier. If you are happier, you are luckier. I believe so.
Yeah, I'm lucky. Very lucky to have you also. And all
Hello.
the over here. Yeah, hello.
Yes.
President
Good
Abby.
morning.
Hi from Africa.
Yes, good morning. No, I just wanted to say, to introduce Ambassador Georgine de Kock. She's from Cape Town. She just also joined us today. And just to say hi to all of us. She's from Cape Town in South Africa. Can you say something, Ambassador Georgina de Kock?
Yes, please. Thank you. Thank you, President Abby, Debbie. Over to you.
Ambassador, say something because it's closing now.
Can you on the video too?
Olive.
Yes, okay. Thank you.
Olive.
Good morning. Yes, okay. Good morning from Cape Town. I'm sitting outside in the yard. Thank you for not emotional session, but it was really, really good to have a closing on kindness to animals. I've got a cat and a dog. And as they know, they like to be not in control, but they are very close to any woman or to any child also. So thank you so much for a very, very great session, Doctor. And then also, I don't know, maybe there's a problem with the connection, but our sister in Cape Town, Georgina de Kock, is also one of the ladies that is part of Dubai Expo. And she's having a beautiful bowl, you know, a plate that which you eat your food out, or a bowl, but you can also eat her bowls and her plates. So I'll try to show some pictures as well. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Hello, Olive. You should on your mic, Olive.
Okay.
We can't hear
yes.
you. Yeah. Hi.
Yes, I can hear you and see you. Thank you.
Hello.
It's
Maybe
a
you want
lovely
to
day.
say something with us?
Yes. Oh, you didn't hear me. Oh, my humble apologies. I
Okay.
said
Hi.
no.
Hi.
Yes.
Hello.
Okay. Yes, I can hear. I can hear.
It's Regina. I finally found the mic, Olive.
Okay. Okay.
Right. Can I quickly just say something about the bowl? Because I'm an animal lover and I'm like, I was so happy that Olive told me to quickly switch in. So I'm so happy, you know, to hear that there's so much care taken on animals, because when I see animals suffer, I literally cry and I just want to stop and pick up the dog, which I have done many times, and feed them. So thank you for such a lovely program, just to knowing that there's other people caring so much. And you know what I'm like, that's why I started making the edible bowl, because the edible bowl is taking care of plastic pollution. So instead of using a plastic takeaway food container, this replaces it, and you can actually eat the bowl, and it holds any food, even hot soups, for at least 3 hours. So a solution to single-use plastic. So that is my mission, is to clean up the world, make the world a better place. And thank you for taking care of animals. Yeah, I'm done. Okay, thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you, Georgina.
Georgina.
Yeah.
Okay, so without further ado, I think we shall end our forum of the day today. So, Datin Jarina, you want to say something? Your conclusion, or?
Okay, I think our session will be one of the last one in the year of 2021. And of course, with the simple topic of compassion towards animals, women's kindness, animals' welfare, and with what Dr. Ko mentioned just now, yeah, every bit and every small sacrifice that we do towards the animals, as they have no voice of their own, is showing our love and making a difference. So, as what as Lady Teresa says, let no one ever come to you without living better and happier. Kindness is your action, kindness in your smile, not only towards the humans, but also towards animals that around us. Thank you so much for having us, both of us, Stella and myself, Jalina. And let the year of 2022 would be a much more meaningful, much more successful for us. And I think it's going to be a very big and a new beginning to WWLC throughout the world, with the guidance of our beloved Dr. Ayla. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank
Okay,
you.
so
Thank you. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
before ended, I would like to say something. Dr. Ayla, everyone is closing.
You're still here.
Excel, hold on.
Okay. Yeah, maybe stop the video for a while first, yeah, because I would like to say something to Dr. Ayla, my beloved founder, because you see, I remember that Malaysia hosts the first conference, online conference in 2 years back, and 2 years after, we are the one who really end up for 2021 for the conference. So very glad that we are still together to share our passion, to share our love, and to share our care to the world. Thank you so much, and continue looking forward to contribute our kindness to the world. Thank you so much for having me. Thanks.
Thank you.
More
Actually,
thank
you and Abby are celebrating the 3rd years together from the time of Bali until today. There is many people come and go, but you and Abby, we are solid 3 years, you know, and then that Jalina came today. We have Ernestina, and we have so many people came, you know. But when we started, it's 3 years ago in Bali. There is you and Datin Ebi that stick for 3 years in a row. I love you so much, all of you, and keep
Love
shining
you
for the
too.
world. Yes, we
So maybe
grow
you
so much this year.
Abby, you want to say
So much.
Hi, Stella.
hi?
We
Long
grow
time
so
no
much
see.
this year. We
Before we
grow
ended
to
2021.
120 countries this year.
Yeah.
120 countries. Next year, maybe 276, and we can make our United Nation of Women.
Amen.
Yes.
Amen.
Looking forward. Very looking forward.
We need
Wonderful.
solid supporters that stick all year round, all bad, good, whatever. Love you all. Love you.
Love
Love
you
and love
too.
from
Thank
Malaysia.
you. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Before
Bye-bye.
listen to our WWLC song. Listen to you. Thank you.
We are the woman leading change, leading change. We are the woman leading change, leading change. We are the woman leading change, leading change. We are the woman leading change for our people, for our countries, for everyone in the world. Love, peace, needed in this world. Endurance, needed in this world. Forgiveness, needed in this world. Unity, needed in this world. Yes, African woman leading change. Antarctican woman leading change. Yes, Asia woman leading change. Yes, Australia woman leading change. Yes, Europe woman leading change. Yes, North America. Yes, South America. Woman leading change. Kalirato fella. Kalirato fella. Woman leading change. Kalitabo fella. Kalitabo fella. Woman leading change. Gotando pella. Gotando pella. Woman leading change. Yes, Indonesia. Yes, Ayla. Yes, Ayla. Woman leading change. Yes, Indonesia. We thank you. World woman leading change.
Bye-bye. Love you all.
Bye-bye. Love and
I
light.
can't
Thank
wait to
you.
see you. Can't wait to see you all. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Thank you.